Actually, I think it was more like an ouch moment because one of the things that I had done was invented the carbon dioxide laser, and accidentally I put my hand in front of the output beam, and there was the ouch moment, and that's when I knew that that laser produced a lot of power. It's really surprising that actually nothing inspired me. I was trying to escape something, and
Do tell.
my desire was to become a officer in Indian Foreign Service. But I was too young to take the exams, so I came to this country to get a PhD, to spend 3 years doing nothing. And at the end of the 3 years, I was bitten by what research was, and never went back. It's really surprising as to how quickly the carbon dioxide laser went from laboratory curiosity or laboratory achievement to a practical device. Almost within a year, first commercial carbon dioxide laser was available, and subsequent to that, within few years, power outputs of tens of kilowatts were available.
CO2 lasers, I'm using them primarily for fabrication processes, and people doing that. That is fairly widespread, but they're also used for laser marking. So if you wanted to engrave, engrave like your name on the back of your phone or something, it might be with a CO2 laser that then etches into the material. Other industrial uses could be on circuit boards or creating signs.
The CO2 laser is essentially a very, very strong beam of light. And what's really great about that is that as it slices, it is also going to seal off any blood vessel. So you are eliminating the chance of swelling, you are eliminating the chance of bleeding. And because it is such a specific laser, the surgeries can be done with such specificity that you can remove something on the esophagus, and people who have esophageal surgery can go home and eat that day. And so when we think about quality of life for patients, when we think about recovery time, using something that is tailored specifically to this type of tumor in this type of way at this level only increases the outcome for patients.
Different lasers have different applications, and we see lasers in all sorts of fields. You'll see an abundance in medicine nowadays for things like blemish removal, tattoo removal, vision correction.
So when we think about mutations that ultimately will cause cancer, it's much easier to identify a problem with the protein than it would be to identify a problem at the DNA level. So there's lots of different technologies that now, instead of looking for mutations at the DNA level, are looking at proteins.
I do work with CO2 lasers. I use them for some of my research projects, and namely that we were working on these sensors that involve tiny microspheres, 100 micrometers or so in diameter, And 100 micrometers is roughly the thickness of your hair. So these are spheres that are really, really small. And we would make them by heating the ends of optical fiber and melting them. And so we would do this with a CO2 laser. Others are to modify optical fibers so that we have access to the field that propagates down the core. Because using that modified fiber in conjunction with these microspheres allows us to develop really sensitive sensors. We demonstrated single protein detection with detection limits way smaller than any of the cancer markers that are out there. And so
I think the best advice I can give is spend more time imagining what is possible rather than looking at ways by which things may not work. Well, I think the real issue right now is individuals are not willing to ask the question, what if? And what if is a very important part of either doing theory or doing experiments. You should look at things which haven't been done before, try it. If it doesn't work, do something else. Try as often as you can. The faster you try, the faster you'll fail, and you'll find one successful event.